Hi, it's the 17th. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera outside the window here if I can do it without dropping the camera. Okay, so we are actually these are probably 10-foot seas, and we're actually surfing down them, and the seas are breaking. You can see the white caps. So it's blowing about 22 knots coming from behind us, so it doesn't feel like 22 knots. It only feels like about 18 because our current speed is around 4 knots downwind. I've got very little sail out. I've got a triple reefed in the main and just the tip of the jib out there just to give it a little bit of stability. So don't know how long this is going to be lasting. It's been going on now for just about 4 hours. The last one, it took about 12 hours to blow itself out. So we shall see. We'll see it. It seems about every 10th wave set it's just enormous. I'm going to open the door here and see if I can. I did have one wave come over the back, which concerns me. Well, I don't want to lose my dinghy, but we're heading right downwind, so as long as I can keep it pointed that direction, there's no danger of broaching. And so far, the autopilot seems to be doing a pretty good job. It's not stressing out on me. But it's going to be, I think, a long night. The barometer continues to drop. It's dropped 10 points in the last 14 hours. So this one probably will go at least all night. So it may be better at night when you can't see what's coming up behind you. I had one that was over the top of the dinghy as it broke. So it was a big one. I think this is probably just an average type of a front for this time of the year. It's like I said, it's about 22 knots it's blowing. I see a little bird floating around out there. But fortunately for me, it's all coming from the right direction. It's all coming from with the southern bent. Right now it's coming from the southeast. Last night it was coming from the southwest, but as long as it's heading in a northerly direction, then I'm pointing north, so it's all helpful and it's good sailing. Actually, a pretty comfortable point of sail. I'm not bashing into anything, and just having the waves push me along. And I've got like a small triple reef main up, and it's relatively stable. Every now and then we get into a roll cycle where we'll roll violently from side to side 2 or 3 times, and then it settles down. Then I go and see what's on the floor and what's not. I'm getting better at it. I'm finding less and less stuff on the floor after those kinds of rolls. Of course, everything that's broken has already been thrown out. It's midnight on the 18th. I've been standing here at the helm helping my autopilot cope with this storm that's brewing on the outside of the boat here. I'm very tired, but I thought it was important to record what's actually happening here. The autopilot is unable to cope with some of the bashing that we're taking by the waves. I'm unable to just stand here and steer continually, but between the two of us, what I'm doing is I'm letting the autopilot, I'm setting the course, and then whenever it loses control, then I'm just standing here with the wheel and I give it a little boost, and that between the two of us we're able to steer the boat. We've got a course. I've set the sail before dark.
and we're going on a downwind course. Right now it's blowing about 26 knots outside. The waves are big. I think it's probably good that I can't see them. I did see some of them this afternoon on the way up here, and they were a little scary, bigger than anything that I've been in. But I think this is actually better. But every now and then I'll hear a rush of a wave coming, and sometimes they hit the side of the boat. It's like hitting it with a 2x4. Once I got close to being what they call pooped, where I had a big wave come over the back and actually landed on top of the pilot house here. Very loud. Didn't cause any problem. That's probably the first time I've ever had water in the cockpit. It drained very quickly. A little bit seeped through the little crack in the door here, but nothing that I was concerned with. Overall, the boat is just has taken a beating and holding up very well. It really doesn't seem to be affected at all by getting smashed with these waves. The things that are scary for me is every now and then I'll be going along like this, and all of a sudden the boat will just drop into a hole, or we're going down the face of a wave. But it seems to be coming up, and I'm just hoping that I'm at the right direction for the wave, and that we don't broach. In other words, be coming down the side of a wave and then turn sideways, and then have the wave fall over on top of you, and have your mast in the water. That could be an issue. I mean, I don't think it would be a grave issue, but it could break the mast. And being right now, I'm about 400 miles from Sitka. I would not want to have to deal with a broken mast, although I suppose I probably could. You're seeing we're going through a wave spell right now. You can see us moving around, and what seems to be happening is that we'll go through a period where it's relatively calm for maybe 5 minutes, and then we go through a wave set that is typically 2 or 3 waves, and they just batter us around, and then it's calm again for 4 or 5 minutes, and then this whole cycle repeats itself. The barometer has dropped 15 points in 24 hours. Right now it's just about 1,000. So that's as low as it's been. And I keep watching it, hoping that I can start seeing the trend for it to go up, so we can know that there's an end to this. I talked with a friend of mine who made this trip a couple of weeks ago, and he got caught in a gale out here that he had to ride out for 5 days. And I'm just hoping that that's not something that I'm going to want to do. I think I'm very tired, so when morning comes, which will be about 3 a.m., it's about 3 more hours. It's late. I'm going to look for an opportunity to heave to, and basically what that is I'm going to turn the boat around into the waves, and I've got the main triple reef main already up. I'm just going to bring it in on the horizontal center of the boat and point it about 45 degrees into the wave, and then I'm going to adjust the rudder to offset that. So that the boat, essentially the wind is pushing the boat off the wave, and then the rudder's holding it on. And once I get that set, then I'm going to go down and get some sleep, because there's no way I can do 4 or 5 days like this. I'm already very tired. But I'm very obviously motivated at this point that I've got to get through the night and get the boat put on a heave to position. So that's the first report from the 18th. It's 12:20, and all's well on board. I mean, it's other than being tired and not being able to see what's going on, and every now and then just getting hammered by something. We all know what it is. Excuse me, I'm doing very well. I think I'm a little dehydrated, so I'll check back with you tomorrow.
Well, we're looking at the chart plotter, and I'm just about 200 miles out from Sitka. This is us right here, and here's Sitka. Should be there in just a couple of days. Cruising along right now with the just the staysail up. I don't know if we can get a shot of that. It's downwind. Very foggy, moist, day. The roller waves are coming from behind us, so it's a pretty gentle sail, and with an occasional big rock. But very dreary type of a day. And let me see if I can't. You can see some of the rolling going on here. Down below here is the remnants of my sleeping quarters here. A couple of cushions, a couple of big pillows. Cabin's a mess. So look outside, it's kind of rainy and nasty, but you can see my dinghy's gone. That's from getting pooped for the first time by the waves that you're seeing coming up on me now. The other day they were probably 6 or 8 feet higher than the barbecue that you see there, and I was rolling down the face of them like you sort of see on these small waves. And fortunately, I was inside and I had the door closed. When I actually heard one coming, and it sounded like the train coming, and he hit us hard and filled the dinghy with water and overweighted it and broke the. In fact, you can probably, if you look close, you can see the chain link down there, that it broke the stainless chain that was holding it on. And that one's gone forever. It's about 55 degrees out here. It's a little chilly. And I'm hoping that as we get closer to Sitka Harbor, that the weather lightens up a little bit and the fog disappears. My radar is working hit and miss. And in this kind of weather, you'd like it to be hitting all the time. Or I'd rather just be able, I've been saving my fuel, so I've got lots of fuel. And I'd like to, ideally, if I could put my order in, just to have flat water and a motor into Sitka Bay. So this is my little corner of the world right now, soon to end in a couple of days. And I will, I'll check back with you in a couple of days. I think that I'm going to, maybe next time you see me, I'll have taken a bath and a shave in preparation for seeing Dina in just a few days when she gets here.